2 years ago, 27-year-old Tatyana disappeared. She simply walked out and never came back. She left her 2-year-old daughter with her parents. Her father was in a panic. He thought she'd been killed. And then she showed up with a baby daughter from her migrant husband and pregnant with a second. She wants her first daughter back, but her parents say no. And the longer this conversation goes in the studio, the darker this family's story becomes. This is Russian television, where today, Tatyana, 27 years old, ran away from home 2 years ago, married a man from Uzbekistan, has a daughter Samira and is pregnant again, wants her first daughter back. Vladimir, 55 years old, her father, kept his daughter on a tight leash, has been raising his granddaughter for 2 years, says his daughter is lying about the abuse. Olga, Tatyana's mother, stays silent when she should speak, filed a police report against her own daughter. Surat, Tatyana's husband, a migrant from Uzbekistan, works hard, doesn't drink, says he bought a house and is ready to take everyone in. Lydia, Tatyana's grandmother, lives next door, under her son's threats and supports her granddaughter. Vladimir kept his daughter on a tight leash, never let her go anywhere. Surat was working construction for a neighbor. One morning, Vladimir saw Tatyana coming out of the bushes, Surat walking behind her. They had been meeting in secret. Tatyana ran away. 2 years without a single word. Her father thought she'd been killed, and then she appeared, with a baby daughter from Surat and pregnant with a second. Vladimir is furious. His main complaint, Surat isn't Russian. What, there are no Russian men? He demands. Tatyana answers calmly, our village is full of alcoholics. Surat works and doesn't drink. The studio laughs because there's nothing to argue with.
Tatyana already had a daughter before Surat, Katya. Her father was a Moldovan man. Tatyana was drinking with him, got pregnant, and they separated. When Tatyana ran away, she left Katya with her parents. The girl was 2 years old. Tatyana tells a different story. Her father beat her whole life, broke her nose, split her lip. He beat her mother too. She's still afraid of him. Tatyana shows her scars. Why did he beat her? Vladimir explains. His daughter was walking around the village in pants stained with menstrual blood. She was embarrassing him in front of everyone. An expert in the studio loses it. He's a monster, a lowlife, a disgrace. The host adds quietly, this lowlife spent 2 years raising his granddaughter. Vladimir's main accusation, Surat was already married, and Tatyana is his 4th wife. Tatyana denies it. There's only an ex-wife. She lives in Uzbekistan. They even talk. She supports Tatyana and teaches her things. My parents never taught me anything. She did. Surat shows photographs in the studio, explains each one. That's an acquaintance. That's someone else's child. He was just helping out. And then he adds, it was Vladimir himself, drunk, who introduced him to Tatyana. The studio goes silent. On screen, footage from Vladimir and Olga's home. Little Katya. She has everything she needs, but she calls her grandmother Mum. Tatyana's mother Olga comes to the studio. She immediately turns on her daughter. How are you not ashamed of yourself? The studio erupts. Tatyana shouts back. Her mother filed a police report against her, claiming Tatyana was beating her own daughter, Katya. The goal, strip Tatyana of her parental rights and become official guardians of the granddaughter. Then the state would pay the money. Tatyana hasn't lost her parental rights yet, but the threat is real, and Vladimir has never worked a day in his life, Tatyana adds. Olga denies the abuse, says Vladimir never hit her, never hit Tatyana either. Well, except once, accidentally, with a bag that had a glass bottle in it, when Tatyana was still in school. The studio sits with that definition of the word accidentally. Lydia walks into the studio, Vladimir's mother. She says she lives under her son's threats. They won't let her near her great-granddaughter. And then she reveals something that changes the entire picture. Vladimir and Olga both went to prison. He for hooliganism, she for social parasitism. Their whole youth, drinking and fighting. Tatyana found salvation. Lydia says about her granddaughter's choice. Tatyana's friend Nastya comes to the studio and says Vladimir made advances toward her when she was a teenager. The studio explodes. The father says Tatyana tried to buy her daughter back from them for 5,000 rubles. And Inna says Tatyana herself hit Katya when the girl was 2 years old. She never treated her well. Tatyana answers, it's all because of her father. He made her this way. Nervous, aggressive, unable to hold down a job. An expert asks, is there any chance you can forgive each other? Vladimir drops to his knees. Daughter, forgive me. Tatyana looks at him coldly. It's just a performance. Tatyana ran away from her father to a migrant, left her daughter behind, and disappeared for 2 years. Now she wants everything back. But can you get 2 years back? And can you forgive someone who beat you in the face your whole life? Russian television didn't give an answer, but it showed everything.